Hi, this is Colorful Foresight, where we intuitively connect from within. And it's woo woo time, where we connect our woo woo into our mundane living. Hi, this is Silvia, Colorful Foresight, and I got two guests today. We have Aley from Heart and Soul Connected and Shari from Voices of the Swamp.
Thank you, Silvia. All right, everybody. So I want to welcome you all, and we decided to do this breakdown, and I picked the topic of finding sanctuary, or finding a place of refuge and safety for ourselves. We can find that within ourselves. We can find that without ourselves, on the outside of ourselves. Some of us find it in hobbies and things that we're doing. Others of us can find a spot that just makes us happy, whether it be inside your home, outside. And so the three of us are going to share a little bit of that in a minute. The reason I picked this topic, this card here, many times from different decks. And in this case, this lady is looking pretty relaxed. She looks like she's relaxed and happy in wherever she is. Sanctuary could mean also a haven or a safe harbor. It could be your oasis. It could be a place of safety or retreat. So it's not necessarily, as I've said, a physical thing. It can also be a spiritual thing. We often have heard that the main cities in blue states are called sanctuary cities. I know in Seattle there's one. I know that LA is one. I know there are others. And in those places, immigrants coming to our country have felt as though they were safe and welcomed by the groups of people that were there for them. Currently, we're dealing with people not feeling quite like that. And actually, some of the workers aren't showing up to work anymore because they're fearful that they will be taken. So their sanctuary has been destroyed in a lot of ways. So this particular deck, the Luminescent Oracle, says that sanctuary is a spiritual retreat, a sacred space. And it says, I take a moment to rest in my favorite setting and to reflect. I know I can recharge my spirit in my special sacred space, my sanctuary, since I come first today and every day. I will take some time for myself. I will let my surroundings re-energize me, and I give thanks for my life and the wonders that I have experienced, feeling restful, protected, and cherished. And I pulled this one too. It says, surrender to inner peace. And this is what we need to do in our sanctuaries. We need to find a way to get back and get ourselves aligned in that particular feeling of peace and calm, and remembering that we need to go there if we're feeling any kind of upset or, distress. So I wonder at this point, again, Shari, if you can tell us where your sanctuary might be.
Pretty much anywhere outside. My room, my little space. A lot of times I'll come in here if to start with, but I find with everything, if I can get outside, there's something about being out in nature that just rejuvenates me, recharges me, gives me comfort. When I'm at home, that's sitting on the patio. My son bought me a rocking chair for Christmas, so now I have a great rocker out there. I love to sit in it. Mm-hmm. And at work, I have a little space it's up against the side of the building, but I have trees and big bushes and everything all around in front of me, so people can't see me sitting there. And I love it because I can sit and just relax with nature and not be bothered. And so sorry, my phone rang. It's something about being outdoors that is just, it's like plugging into the light socket and charging up the battery. It absolutely becomes necessary for me to do that. keeps calling back. Anyway,
You need your sanctuary, Shari.
I need sanctuary. There you go. So it's I just find it very helpful to be outside. I've always felt more comfortable when I'm outside.
Mhm.
Even in bad weather, outside is
Really?
that's
Oh,
what
I didn't
gives me.
realize that. Okay. So you don't
Um,
care if it's windy or it's too hot? It doesn't matter? Okay.
no, when I was a child, I was terrified of storms,
Mhm.
thunder and lightning and all that. I would go hide, and
Mhm.
then my late husband was just enthralled with weather and would watch like shows. Is when the Weather Channel first started
Mhm.
coming out. We watched the Weather Channel ad nauseum, but he would always want to go sit out on the porch to
Mhm.
watch thunderstorms roll in, and I was terrified.
Mhm.
And over the years, he slowly got me to come out a little bit further and a little bit further until I fell in love with the storm.
Wow.
And I would sit out there, and I still go when it's storming. I go sit outside. It's
Sure.
something about watching the power of nature just is
Yeah.
really invigorating.
But
And
it also connects you to the man that was your sanctuary and still is. So I love
exactly,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
still is, yeah,
Uh-huh. That's wonderful.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I know you've talked about that little haven that you have at work and how important it is to you. And, you can see squirrels or whatever that are around, but it's also a perfect place for you to ground if you're up in here too much. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
just, I have a little stool I bring out there with me that I sit. I take my lunch break there.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Awesome.
Sometimes I have deep conversations with squirrels that'll show up and just talk
Yeah.
to me.
There
Sit
you
there and
go.
just, they just chatter away and I talk back and
Uh-huh. Yeah.
it works,
It,
So
they don't
when
argue
I
with you. They
holler,
just listen.
when I holler squirrel to somebody, it means I'm talking to a squirrel, so go away. Um,
Right. That's funny. That's great. Yeah.
but I
Well,
love
thank you,
it.
Shari.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Sylvia,
welcome.
what kind of places do you find sanctuary in your life?
Well, I was listening to both of you. And right now, my mother, I used to live downstairs, not in the basement, like 2 level. My mother used
Uh-huh.
to live upstairs. So now she lived downstairs. We made it really nice for her. And she
Mhm.
doesn't have to deal with the stairs. So I'm upstairs, more space, but kind of
Uh-huh.
like places all over. So I'm in the process, funny enough, of creating a sanctuary. So the
Good.
room I'm in now, I want to make it to like an altar slash office. So I'm
Mhm.
finding ways around it. Because right now, all I feel comfortable is being in that one room.
Mhm.
Everything
Mhm.
else up here feels kind of like not my space. So that's
Not
part of
yet.
the sanctuary
Yeah.
thing. And
Uh-huh.
something that I thought of, I have a friend in Wisconsin and she lived in a building and there's a lot of like chaos in the building, different people, the landlord and all that. But her place is the most beautiful place you would think came out of the magazine. So she said she had
Wow.
managed to find a sanctuary, which kind of go with this tarot card
Yeah.
with a wand. So in the traditional Rider Waite, the 7 wand, you see like, you're being defensive and the
Right.
person's like defensive. But in this card by the lights there, she creates a sanctuary, an inner peace
She does. Yeah.
within all those things going at them. It reminds me
Mhm.
of some like world leaders where how are they managing? They have all these things coming at them, but they find their peace or
Right.
they stay calm. So
Mhm.
some people, I guess it's all perspective how they deal with that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so relative. So you were also speaking about, certain blue states are known to be sanctuary. And so there's a lot of, uncertain things about this topic. So the message I got was fire intensity,
Ooh.
persistent,
Mhm.
the waterfall keep going,
Yep.
and
Untamed
pain.
wilderness.
So what I
Yeah.
got, it reminded me of the Blue Sky app where there's a lot of people banding together were resistant. They're
Yep.
creating resistance. And now we're starting to hear again about other things, but we'll mention the other video, which is going to be more current and political. But what happened is they're the resistant. And I feel like it's not just going to be from one side. As more information comes out about that, people are going to start banding together for the most part. So that we become not only a sanctuary for ourselves, because I feel like this bonding together, the getting together in big groups, make me feel safe. I feel a little better with that, but that would also help them. So what do you think about that when you hear that, Aley and Shari?
Well, I agree with you 100%. I have a lot of people that I'm following on Bluesky that are all sort of in the same camp, and it's a nice feeling to know, because we don't really know who's on our side a lot of the time. So, knowing that we have allies in this type of environment that we're living in right now makes me extremely happy.
Yeah, and not only that, it's allied from all over the world.
That's right. All over the world, actually.
It's a wonderful feeling when you go on Bluesky and know that you can express your opinion.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get attacked and called names and get doxxed, all this kind of stuff. Just because you express your opinion. It's like, I mean, I left the single letter one a long time ago. Because simply because I got to where I just could. It's like, okay, so you can express your opinion on how you feel something, but if I express mine, suddenly you feel it's free game to attack me, call me names, threaten my family. It's like, no, that's not how this works. When Aley said sanctuary, there's a new deck that those of us in the deck club all got not too long ago. And one of the cards that they have with the name of it is Soul Coaching, and it's Sanctuary.
Isn't that beautiful? That was the other card.
When I look at that card, it's just like, here we go. It looks so relaxing and just like a place that I could go sit there for hours. It feels like. It's the same with the one next to it that says silence. And that's how I feel when I go outside.
That's beautiful.
It's like I have the silence, even when nature is noisy and loud and there's bulldozers going over here and students walking over there, but there's still that silence that you get when you're sitting there. All right, I got to mute now because the animals are going nuts.
Okay.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah. Yep. I just want to say thanks to everybody. We're at the 15-minute button here in a few minutes. And I want to thank you for listening to what we had to say about sanctuary. Find your own sanctuary. Make sure that you take care of yourself, because you're worth it. And wherever your sanctuary is, there shall you feel peace. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.